Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is on another solar install that we did last week. Really cool system, and funnily enough it's not that far away from us. So again, throughout the video I'll be explaining things that we do in the process, such as you'll see here in a second, the brackets. So where they sit, obviously we like to make sure that we cut the tile just so the there's no added pressure onto the tile beneath it, just so it doesn't cause any cracks or puts any force on the tile beneath it, just so because over time that would just cause damage to the tile and then obviously it will break. When dealing with concrete tiles, we use these brackets and screws. So them holes there replicate where the rafter will go and where you would drill. So you'll be using these screws. Obviously there you can see the screw and then the washer there. When drilling the screw, the washer will expand, causing it to be nice and tight, watertight, and just so you know it's not going anywhere. Also you can see the little clamp there, that's what sits on the rail, and then obviously you do the bolts up, which then holds that rail in place. So yeah, really cool piece of kit, reliable and very handy. So when dealing with the cables on the roof, we like to make sure that we've got that extra mile. So we like to put lead around the DC cables, just so the tiles doesn't cause any rubbing against the cable, because obviously that will cause damage and obviously the system to shut down. So as you can see, it's a little bit of a mess. Mac was going around there neating it out with some cable ties, and obviously we like to make sure it's done properly and nice and neat. So yeah. Another thing that we're big on is to make sure that we do things correctly, i.e. here you can see that we bring the cables through the creases of the felt, never make a cut or a hole, just because you don't want to cause any damage to the felt. Obviously that's on the roof, and over time if any water was to get in, it's just going to go through them the holes that you've made. So again, we like to make sure that we do it correctly, and again you can see that I'm applying the lead around the cable like so, just so again no rubbing and no damage to the cable. So day 2, it was a bit wet, but we went full speed ahead and got these panels on the roof. As you can see, it was a horrible day, but we never like to slow down. We like to make sure it's done properly. So when putting the panels on, especially in the rain, we always connect the optimizers together, just because you don't want any water to go into them connectors, because what will happen is it will just end up breaking the optimizer, in which then you'll just need a replacement. So Mac actually installed these the day before, and we always like to make sure that they're pushed together, just because you never know with British weather, it could rain in the night and not even tell us on our weather app. So we just like to be nice and secure and nice and safe. And when obviously disconnecting them together, we like to use this key. You never ever use your fingers or any kind of flathead, just because that will cause them little headers there to break, or just to not connect to the panels correctly, and over time, with the gush of winds and everything, it may even just come apart. As you can see, it was a hideous day, but overall great install. Again, there you got the black rails at the ends, just to give it that discreet look on the roof, and just to make it look more modern as well. But yeah, it was a hideous day. Another great feature with the optimizers is that you can test the voltage to see if you're getting the right amount of panels that is on the roof. So each optimizer connected to a panel acts as 1 volt. So this system had 20 panels, and each string had 10 volts, which will indicate that all panels are connected and obviously responding, which is great. So you can see here that we've got the inverter on the wall ready, as well as the bracket for the Powerwall. So there's one isolator there which will come down straight into the side of the Powerwall, as well as all the other cables that are needed for the Powerwall, and the other isolators for the inverter, just because the breaker is on the other side, so you are needed an isolator for the inverter being such a distance away. But a great install again, which I personally think looks nice and neat, and just wait to the end. But yeah, the cable will literally follow from the isolator straight down like a tube into the side of the Powerwall. When it comes to presentation, we don't mess about, so simply spray painting this grey box black does make such a difference, and you'll see that again at the end. Please hold on till the end. Also, the spray paint that we use is weatherproof. It never chips, and it's a real good quality as well. Okay, before you guys come at me, the downpipe was off. It's not the trunking, it is the downpipe. It was bugging us, and we tried our hardest to try and get that downpipe straight as well, but yeah, it weren't happening. Just something to point out, we have been to many jobs where we've come across earth rods that have been half cut, if not less, and it's important to make sure that the earth rod is done correctly, because it has a purpose. So as you can see there, we did drill around where the earth rod is, just so it's sunken in more, and just around the edges there to get to the gateway. It looks a bit of a mess now, but we do, we pride ourselves on making everything look amazing, so just wait to the end. I know we say we go above and beyond this, and this is another reason why we do. So I used a fire cement into the holes that are going into the loft, just because you never know, and you want to have that safety for the cables and anything else outside. So we shoved some of that in there, and on the other side as well. Yeah, there was also some random hole there, and there was a little bit of brick movement. We did cement that in, and it looked a lot better. So here you can see Mac getting the cables ready, the DC cables into the inverter with his little special clamp that he loves. Yeah, it was beautifully straight, that was as well. Again, everything takes time with us, but the end result is the reason why we do what we do. Another thing that we like to do is check the main fuse, just because we've been to customers' houses and they think they've had an 80 amp or 100 amp when really they've got a 60 amp. So it is important to check what your main fuse is, but make sure you get it done professionally. So as you can see here, things are starting to tidy up a little bit. We have got to cement all around there and just tidy some bits up around there, but the overall insulation does look great. And by far this is the most satisfying and the most incredible bit, is just peeling the sheet off the Tesla cover. Oh, amazing. What was crazy is when on day 3 of installation, we turned the system on. It was a beautiful day, and you'll see that towards the end. As soon as we turned that on, it was pumping almost 6 kilowatts, which was absolutely insane. You can see there that he's exported 5.3 of that, which is not good, and hence why we do recommend the batteries, and that's why we do install them as well. So you can see the benefits on that part. Absolutely insane. Another thing that we really like to install with the Solar Edge is the Modbus meter, which tells you your export and your import. It is a key feature to have when having a Solar Edge, just because you then know what you're sending back to the grid or what you're importing from the grid. Just a great little device. And now this is the part where I like to show it off. So here's our install. Obviously there, it's cemented around there, looks a lot neater. And again there, tidied up beneath the gateway as well. I'm mentioning the black box that we spray painted earlier. You can see there, and it just looks so much better. Just imagine a grey box there. These are the reasons why we go that extra mile, just to make things look so much better. And again, we like to tidy up our mess, so you can see there that we did actually spray the hose around. And yeah, it was a great install. And as you can see here, the sun's shining directly onto the panels, and you can see that we absolutely maximised his roof. Yeah, he was very pleased with the install, and what a great day for it. Again guys, if you got any questions about solar, please hit us up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and yeah, peace.